Hi, and I'm now joined with Darren and Parissa from Stay Happy, Keep Smiling.
That's the one.
You don't want to get it the wrong way around.
You can put like a graphic at the bottom, we'll cut that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've kind of got an idea of the plot and what goes on in this. Do you want to talk us through your characters? Give us a background.
Sure. Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I basically play Johnny, who is the long-term partner of one of the main characters, Elliot. He's quite a kind, caring, nurturing type, but he really wants his partner Elliot to come out the closet, essentially, to his family and friends in terms of his sexuality, and that's something that Elliot's kind of struggling with a little bit. So they go on this small sort of journey within the play where we kind of explore that, basically. That's kind of it.
Great. Yeah, and I play Farah. She's a Syrian woman, and she comes to England with her mum, and after she sees what happens with the attack and that, memories come back to her from what happened in Syria.
And tell us a little bit more about your character's relationship with his partner, Elliot. And because we've heard from Elliot's character and sort of had his opinions. So what would you say is the sort of dynamic between the two?
I think basically the terrorist incident that's explored in the story affects all our characters in different ways. And I think my character, Johnny, he doesn't witness it himself, but he's aware that Elliot has. And I think he hopes that for Elliot this will be a catalyst, as it were, I suppose, for him to come to terms with his sexuality in terms of how he reveals it to other people that are close to him. And that doesn't really go that way. And I think you kind of realise as the play goes on that this has been a problem for a while, that maybe Johnny has been slightly complicit in the way that he's gone along with it to a certain degree, and you get the idea that they've kind of found the fun in it, I suppose, the lighter side of it, whereas at the same time it's still something that I think hurts Johnny, because he says at one point he's sick of being hidden, and I think that's how he feels. And I think what happens to Elliot and what happens to this community that we're sort of putting on stage is that it kind of brings all that to the surface, and it's something that Elliot has to come to terms with in his own way, I suppose.
It's quite a nice sort of life lesson, really, isn't it? You do want to try and make anything negative into a positive as much as we can. And within that, looking at the title of the play, a few of the other actors have had their sort of opinions on how what that title means to them, and the sort of irony that's slightly in the title. But what about for you two and your characters?
I think it's one meaning. We just brush everything off and go, it's all right, let's not talk about it, let's forget. And the other one is, you've got to flip it upside down and look on the positive note. But I think she was more meaning, this is what we do. We just brush it off and we go, it's fine, I'm fine, but we're not. And we have to deal with it. Yeah.
So is there any moments in the play where you can remember that those two meanings come to life? Like, is there any moments in the play where you think, actually, that's a complete example of when that character is kind of brushing it off, or when they're trying to turn their experiences into a positive?
Completely. I'm recalling a memory and it's all lovely. Then I look out the window, whispering what the signs say under my breath, watching old factories whisk by, tanks at the side of the road. And I have a moment where I go, what? And then we pull over, mum gets out looking, and I brush it off completely, but that moment hits me and then I change it.
And we have also talked a little bit about the set and the kind of layup of it. Where is it that your characters fit in with this set? Because there's so many different things going on. And so what bit of this is you?
Well, I painted this sort of area here that you can see. It took me about 4 weeks. I'll let you start, Parissa.
Well, I'm basically here. But we had to find what I was talking about. Like, I didn't want to be just talking to myself and remembering these memories. And I go to the Buddhist centre in Manchester quite a bit. And we do these classes. So we do meditation classes, and then there's tools for living your life. and everyone talks about shares moments and stuff like that. So I was pretending I was going to one of those and talking to my friends there and saying what happened about my memories. So yeah, so when I'm here, I'm really at the Buddhist centre, talking to my Buddha and my mates. So yeah. You didn't know that, did you?
No. Found out a lot about Parissa this past week. Yeah, interesting. Like Parissa said, this is kind of like, in terms of our community that we've created, this is the outside area. So a lot of scenes happen here. Like there's a scene where myself and Simon are at the zoo. So this suddenly becomes the zoo with the help of a few sound effects of monkeys and elephants and stuff. And then I'm in the hospital as well when I'm waiting for Elliot, who's obviously being treated for shock. And yeah, that's me really, hospital, zoo. And obviously what we've done, well, I say we, did you help? I didn't, I'm making out that I had something to do with it, no. But what the team's done is they've, okay, we'll pretend we did it, yeah. What me and Parissa decided was, just the levels really makes for a really interesting show. And I still find it, because I get to watch a little bit of the play towards the end, because I'm not in it for a while, and I always tend to stand at the back and see it. And it's amazing how it can go from a living room to a psychiatrist's office to a park bench, and you just go with it as an audience member. And I think that says a lot about the design of the stage and how it's been intertwined. Well, we've got a street lamp, which is amazing, you know.
Oh yeah, street lamp and a bin. I don't know where he got them from. We didn't ask, but
there's a street in Manchester somewhere missing a street lamp, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, we won't mention that.
Lovely talking to you both. Thank you.
Cheers.